Hey guys, OG Albina here, bringing you guys my APA Wi-Fi Season 6 Week 5 team builder against Ultra Player and his Philly Soldu. Josh is an awesome dude. He's a phenomenal player. He's one of the dudes I enjoy watching in this community the most. His content's great. I specifically love how he does his team builder, so hopefully he's doing one for this because I'm really interested to watch that. But definitely go check him out if you haven't done so already. He's really, really solid at the game, and he makes some great content. But we're going to try and pull a win from this week. And fun fact, I have never beaten Ultra. I don't think ever. We've played in Cap a couple times. We've played in Classic a couple times, and I think he stomped me each time. And the most recent time he stomped me, it was a pretty brutal beating. If you've ever seen I don't think I've ever seen a Jirachi just 1v1 a Spadef HSlash before. But thankfully we have a Dark type this time, and hopefully we don't just get smacked by Mr. Josh here. I think we have a pretty cool squad to do it. And yeah, let's just jump into the team. So I do want to address, obviously, the white Necrozma on your screen. I'm recording this before I even play my week 4. I just haven't been able to play it this yet. And so I'm recording that before, and I've been kind of messing around and doing like the texture edits that you see on like Under the Radar channel, especially A around 2420. He's kind of like the first guy who really did it. My buddy Mid showed me how to do it, and I've been playing around with it a lot. And I did my whole NCP roster, so that'll be being unveiled pretty soon. Or it was unveiled probably last week because I haven't played my week 3 yet. So you'll probably see that there, and the only mod I've done for my APA squad so far is going to be Necro. I'm going to make sure I get good before I throw it out for APA, but I really like this one design in particular, so we're going to rock out with it here. Expect more. There might even be more in our week 4 game because that's getting played after this, but I'll probably address that then. But yeah, let's jump into matchup now. Housekeeping stuff aside. So our team, if you did forget, consists of Keldeo, Sylveon, Necrozma, Darmanitan, Dhelmise, Rhyperior, Boltund, Golisopod, Klinklang, Skuntank, and Gigantamax Duraludon. While Josh's team is down below, right below you. It consists of Kommo-o, Melmetal, Blastoise, Decidueye, Heliolisk, Acelgor, Ice-Q, Rapidash, the Rhydon, Skuntank, and the Hatterene G-Max. Terrifying team. His team looks like so much fun to build with. It's insane. Kommo-o is a monster, and this is, I believe, Clanger Soul allowed Kommo-o, so, Melmetal. Absolute monster. That Pokemon is ridiculous, and it matches up so well versus us. We play it week 4 as well, so two Melmetals in a row. Definitely not fun at all. Hatterene destroys us. Our defensive steel is Klinklang, and our other steel is a Duraludon, so we do not switch into Hatterene, and under Trick Room, it is a threat to us, especially when our Dark type is neutral to Fairies, so like, we just don't have good Fairy type switch-ins on this build, so we're gonna have to really try and play pretty smart around that thing. I'm pretty terrified of it, to be completely honest, but we're going to have to try and get around it that way. Everything else, I think it can handle decently. Blastoise, actually. That's the last one. Week 1, you saw against our good buddy Jason. That thing just rips us apart as well. So we're going to have to be very careful around that thing. We're bringing a very similar set that we did last time to try and take it on with just a little bit more of a tinkered EV. And, yeah, but with that being said, I do want to jump into our first mod, which is going to be our pretty little Necrozma here. Rocking out with the Expert Belt, Prism Armor ability, Calm Mind, Photon Geyser, Earth Power, and Autotomize. EVs are going to pop up on your screen as I move over to my thing to read them off to you. We are rocking out with 116 HP for defense, 180 special attack for Spadef, and 204 speed with a modest nature. Now, what these EVs allow us to do, we have enough speed for Pokemon Creeping Sylveon. His speed 2s are kind of jumpy a little bit, honestly, and we didn't need a bunch of speed at +2 to outspeed pretty much everything, and I wanted a good amount of bulk and a good amount of special attack. Special attack in particular, our special attack allows us to 2-8 KO max HP AV Melmetal, which is obviously really, really nice, and we threw the rest in HP. This is going to be our main win con. I think this Pokemon matches up like super, super, super well versus Josh. Photon Geyser plus Earth Power just hits his entire team so hard. As long as we can chip and get rid of the Hatterene, we're in a really good spot. And if we can get up a Calm Mind and an Autotomize late game, there's not much that really wants to stop us. So hopefully we can do so against this build. And yeah, that's going to be Necro. I think it's super, super solid this week. Next up, we are rocking out with our Keldeo. Assault Vest as the item, Justified Ability, Scald, Aura Sphere, Air Slash, and Focus Blast. EVs we are rocking out with are 68 HP, 52 defense, 196 special attack, 28 Spadef, and 164 speed with a timid nature. Now this is going to be our Blastoise check. This is going to be our 150% dedicated Blastoise check. We're a little bit more prepared for Zen Headbutt this time. I did expect Zen Headbutt to come with Jay. Fortunately, he did not sit up in our face, which could obviously have been very, very scary for us. But the EVs we're rocking out with, we have enough speed for Rapidash creeping during Manatee. I don't expect him to go max speed Rapidash if it comes. I actually could see Rapidash coming. It's pretty good versus us, but we'll speed that thing as long as he's creeping Darm and he's not Scarf himself. And we live 2+2 modest life orb or spheres after rocks from Blastoise, which is obviously really nice for a special Blastoise. And then we live a +2 no attack life orbs and headbutt Blastoise hit after rocks. So if he's a life orb but no investment, we can shoot that hit after rocks, and then we throw the rest into special attack. And it's kind of like a week 1 mirror match, where, like our week 1 matchup, where Keldeo is really important defensively to check said Blastoise, but it does super well in this matchup. Our stabs are super good in this game, minus the Decidueye, which we have Air Slash for, and honestly, the Hatterene, which doesn't appreciate taking a Scald, but I mean, obviously, if it's G-maxed up, it can chew pretty easily. Nothing on my opponent's team really wants to take a hit from this thing at all, honestly. Aura Sphere plus Focus Blast hits him really hard. We're not going with the Secret Sword, and it sucks because that means we're not in our justified form, which, 1, means we look kind of dumb, and 2, it means he can kind of tell that we don't have it on our moveset, so he's going to kind of prep for more Spadef calcs and stuff like that. So, that's unfortunate, but not the biggest deal in the world. I think Keldeo is really important this week, and I think he does well in the matchup in checking the Blastoise and putting a good amount of decent offensive pressure on our opponent. And if we can force in that Hatterene and have it take chip, that's really nice for our Necro endgame, as well as potentially like an AV Skuntank or something like that. You never know. I don't think that'll be a switch in, but you never know. It could come in handy for us. Next up, we have our Gigantamax Duraludon. We're rocking out with the Heavy Ball as the item, obviously Light Metal as the ability, Stealth Rock, Flash Cannon, Dragon Pulse, and Dark Pulse. EVs wise, we are going with 60 HP, 12 defense, 156 special attack, 28 Spadef, and 252 speed with a timid nature. Now, this right here is our rocker this week. It's also phenomenally offensively. Again, puts on a lot of pressure on our opponent's team, especially being that, you know, we're able to hit that Fairy type really hard with our Flash Cannon or our Max Steel Spike or anything like that. Super, super solid this week. EVs wise, we are rocking out with enough speed to just, I think we're just tying, we're just tying Max Komodo, going max. They're both 85, so that's pretty self-explanatory. We live a +2 modest Aura Sphere after rocks from the Blastoise. We live a Jolly Close Combat after rocks from the Komodo, and then we threw the rest in our special attack just because this thing does hit our opponent's team very, very hard. Best check probably going to be the Melmetal. Even then, Max Darkness, 2 of them, really doesn't appreciate it, especially if it's not AV. We can do a lot of damage to that thing, honestly. So I really do honestly expect AV in this matchup. I think it's pretty good versus us when we have like Sylveon, which is really good otherwise, when we have Duraludon, when we have Necro, etc., etc. So that's going to be Duraludon this week. It's mainly here to get up rocks and punch some holes in our opponent's team, and be a nice little fail-safe in case something's in, and I'm just like, I don't have anything that can live a hit from this. I can pretty much Gigantamax up and live any one hit with a Duraludon, unless it's like a special attack boosting Komodo, and it's like already +1 from Clanger's Soul, or from a Throat Spray boost or something like that. But other than that, we should be able to take on our opponent's team pretty well here. So yeah, that's going to be Duraludon. Next up, we have our I popped up the EVs before it came on the screen. We have our Sylveon rocking out with the leftovers, Pixelate ability, Hyper Voice, Mystical Fire, Wish, and Protect. Oh man, I'm just realizing. Moonblast. We need to be Moonblast for Soundproof Mo. I am going to fix that before we play. I am 100% going to fix that before we play. Oops. EVs wise though, before I fix that, we are rocking out with 228 HP, 116 defense, 52 special attack, 92 Spadef, and 20 speed with a modest nature. Now, what these EVs allow us to do, allows us to Oko Max Roselli Komodo at 67% if he's at +1 from Clanger's Soul. We have enough speed for speed creeps, just kind of, a general, if he's trying to creep a no-speed Sylveon. HP plus defense allows us to live a +1 Iron Head after rocks from the Komodo, and then we threw the rest into Spadef, which is obviously really nice. Again, I totally noticed that Hyper Voice and the Pixelate, so we are 150% going to change that to Moonblast. After I'm done recording this, I'll fix that. So, yep, that's going to be Sylveon, kinda, almost, a little bit. We'll fix that, though, for sure. Then, next up, we have our Dhelmise making its return. This is a very similar team to the team we brought week 1, I think. I think there's, it's 4 out of 6, so not super similar. But we have our Dhelmise rocking out with the Colbur Berry Steelworker ability, Power Up, Anger Shot, Swords Dance, and Earthquake. EVs wise, we are rocking out with, where are we at? We are rocking out with, max HP, 116 attack, 4 defense, 76 per def, and 60 speed with an adamant nature. Now, this Pokemon's really solid in this match. It does a lot of damage to my opponent's team. It gives me a nice, decent check to the Blastoise outside of Keldeo. It gives me a nice little backup check, backup measure, because I really do think Dark Pulse comes over Ice Beam in this matchup. I don't think he has much reason to bring Ice Beam versus me. Dark Pulse would be his coverage of choice for Dhelmise, in my opinion. So we're able to live those hits pretty well. We can throw off Power Whips and Anchor Shots and Earthquakes, and I like the SD option to boost up and do a lot of damage to something like the Hatterene or something like that, which obviously super clean for us. Earthquake hits the Melmetal, Power Whip hits the majority of his team, and Anchor Shot's going to do a lot of damage to stuff like the Hatterene in particular is what I'm most worried about. So I think this Pokemon's really good offensively, actually, in this matchup. If we can position it and get up a free SD, it's really naturally bulky, and then with Wish Support, it can be a pretty big problem for my opponent. So, I should explain exactly what the EVs are for. We have enough speed for creeps. We have enough attack to Oko max HP Hatterene rocks if it's Gigamaxed. And then we have the rest of the HP plus per def. I think that attack to Oko is like at +2, because I don't think we Oko from neutral ever. That's pretty ridiculous if we do. But that's going to be Dhelmise. Pretty solid this match as a backup Blastoise check and as a just nice, offensive one in general. We can do a lot with +2 Earthquake if we lure in the Melmetal. And again, our main goal here is to kind of facilitate Necro in the endgame with either an auto or a Calm Mind or both or something like that. So that's going to be Dhelmise. And then lastly, we have our boy Skuntank rocking out with the Life Orb, Aftermath ability, Poison Jab, Play Rough, Sucker Punch, and Fire Blast. Very offensive Skuntank. I think it matches up phenomenally versus my opponent's team. It's a great breaker. He just doesn't switch into dual styles plus the coverage that we have. EVs wise, we are rocking out with pretty simple spread, 180 attack, 76 per def, and max speed with a hasty nature. Now, what these EVs allow us to do, our special attack allows us to 2-hit KO max HP Melmetal after leftovers. If it is lefties, we have enough speed to obviously speed tie his Skuntank, which I think is a potential bring as well. And then we throw the rest no attack. We Oko stuff like non-Giga Hat. We Oko stuff like non-bulky Komodo. A lot of his team really doesn't appreciate it. We can Fire Blast the Ice Cube so it can't set up on us. Sucker Punch is a good priority if the Psychic terrain is not up due to the max Psych and stuff like that. So I think this one's a good breaker. This game, it does the job of I need to chip things for Necro. And again, that's the main end goal in this game. I need to chip things for Necro, and then I can pretty much much easier, not easily, definitely not going to be easy, much easier win the game with our guy there. But yeah, that's going to be the team. I want to go back up to Necro just to look so cool. But that's going to be the team, minus our little hiccup on Sylveon and Prep. I'm glad I recorded these team builds because I totally would have forgotten about that. And obviously, Soundproof is the best ability versus me in this matchup with the Sylveon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, be sure to drop a sub. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know what you two think about the team, if you would change anything, bring something else. I'm definitely curious as to what you guys were doing here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the battle. Later.